Story of Hanukkah. Long, long ago, in the great city of Jerusalem, there was a temple on the hill. And the people went to the temple to pray. And the people went to the temple to sing and to see each other. And the people went to the temple to hear stories. And the people went to the temple to look at the light of the flame in the lamp. It was always burning, day and night, night and day. It was always burning. And how could that be? Well, they had oil, and someone had the job to put new oil in the lamp so it could always burn, always burn. And the people looking at that light, that flame, it reminded them of the love of God and how that love never stops. It goes on and on and on and on and on forever. And they'd look at that flame and they would feel that love. And they loved that lamp, and they loved that flame, and they loved the temple, and they loved their prayers, and they loved their songs and their stories. And this went on for a long time. But then, there was a king in a faraway land. His name was Antiochus. And he heard about this temple. And he didn't like the idea of it at all. What was going on inside that temple, he did not like that. I don't want that temple around. Soldiers! He called in his soldiers. The soldiers came. Soldiers, I want you to march. March to Jerusalem. March right through Jerusalem, up through the city and up the hill. There's a temple there. And I want you to knock the temple down. And they said, what? I said, march to Jerusalem, right through the streets and up the hill. And there's a temple there, and I want you to knock it down to the ground. I don't want the people there praying there anymore, or singing their songs, or looking at their light, or any of that. Go! Well, soldiers do what they are told. So soon the soldiers were marching across the land, marching towards Jerusalem, marching towards Jerusalem. March, march, march. March, march, march. And the people in Jerusalem could hear the soldiers marching, coming closer, coming closer. They went inside their homes, listened. What's going on? Why is this marching? Who's coming here? Who's coming here? We've done nothing. They looked at their windows. Here come the soldiers, marching down their streets, marching down their streets. Here they come, here they come, here they come. The people of Jerusalem looking out their windows. Why are the soldiers here? Why are the soldiers here? Why are you here? Why are you here? They cried. But the soldiers did not answer. The soldiers marched looking straight ahead, marched right through the city and up the hill to the temple. And in the temple there were people praying or singing or looking at the light. And the soldiers ran them out. Go, go, go! Ran them out. Back down the hill into their homes. But the soldiers didn't go down the hill. The soldiers stayed there. When everyone was gone, they said, now, let's tear down the temple. Let's tear down the temple. tried, but the temple was too strong. Too strong. They couldn't tear it down. They couldn't tear it down. And one of the soldiers said, well, maybe we can't tear it down, but we can tear it up. And with that, he grabbed hold of one of the doors of the temple, a great big door, but he ripped it down and it crashed to the ground. And another soldier, no too, grabbed the other door and pulled it down. And they looked at each other and said, yes. And they went inside and they took the benches and crashed them into the walls. And the benches broke. And they found the clay pots of oil. And they threw them against the wall. And oil was flowing down the wall, flowing down the wall. And look and look and look. And then they saw the light of the lamp. They saw the light of the lamp. They went over to it. They went over to it. They looked. And you might have thought that they would have stopped long enough to feel the love that was there. But they didn't. They blew it out and threw it into the corner, the dark corner. And then they said, well, let's do more. Let's turn it into, yes, a farmyard, yes. And they brought pigs and chickens and goats and donkeys and let them come into the temple. And they laughed at what they had done. They thought it was funny. And the people down in Jerusalem did not think it was funny at all. They did not like the sound of hearing a donkey's call from the temple. Songs should sound from there. And some went up the hill and said, soldiers, please leave, please leave. We don't want you here. We need our temple. We need our temple so we can sing our songs and pray our prayers and look at our light. Please go, please go, please go. And the soldiers said no. And the people of Jerusalem came back up the next day and tried again and said, please go, please go, please go, please go, please go. But the soldiers said no. And in the city, there was one called Judah Maccabee. And he gathered together his friends and he said, my friends, they will not leave unless we fight them and make them leave. They are not going to leave with kind words. And so Judah Maccabee and his friends started training to get strong and ready. And when they were ready, they fought those soldiers, and the soldiers gave up. And the soldiers marched out of Jerusalem. And finally, you could not hear those marching feet anymore. And the people of Jerusalem ran up the hill to look at their temple, our temple, our temple. And they saw their temple, and many started crying. The doors torn down, the benches broken, oil all over the floor, animals in there. It was so terrible, so sad. But then one spoke. I think it was a child. Those animals don't want to be in our temple. Goats, pigs, go! Get out of here! Get out of here! Get out of here! And the animals left. And someone else spoke. A carpenter. I work with wood. I can build a new door. I can build a new door. I can build benches, said another. I can too. We can clean, said others. We can clean up this oil, clean up these broken pots. And they started working. They started working. Doors went up. New benches were made. And then a sister and brother came running up. They were holding something in their hand. They said, "Look what we found! Look what we found!" It was the lamp. It was the lamp. People gathered round, everyone. The lamp. Light the lamp. Light the lamp. And they looked in the lamp and they said, "There's just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of oil in there. If we light it, it would just be gone just like that. There wouldn't even be enough flame to look at. Light the lamp, light the lamp." Well, there's no reason to light the lamp. There's not enough oil. Light the lamp, said everyone. They wanted to see the flame. "But it will take 8 days before we can get more oil. We have to wait the 8 days. We cannot wait. We cannot wait. We need to see the flame." So they lit the lamp. And there was the flame. And they felt the love and they closed their eyes. And they knew that that love was there even when the light was gone. But it felt so good. And they knew that when they opened their eyes, there would not be a flame anymore because the oil would already be gone and burned up. But when they opened their eyes, it was still lit. The flame was still there. They stared at the light. And when they went home that night, they said, "Well, tomorrow morning there won't be a flame." But there was. All day and all night, and all day and all night, 8 days, 8 nights. That's not possible. That's not possible. And when something happens that's not possible, it's called a miracle. And so this is called the miracle of Hanukkah. And that's the story of Hanukkah.